of our trustees, one of my trustees from before at Film Club, was Sir Alistair MacDonald, identified that actually young people who come from disadvantaged backgrounds need the same kind of activities to engage them in learning that their middle class counterparts take for granted, and so that's very important. And sometimes film and film clubs can be the only cultural engagement that they have. So we discovered some things that we expected during the experience in the UK, and some things that we didn't expect. So the things that we expected was that they would learn from films, and that they would learn about the world and different cultures and different subjects, and certainly we found that to be the case. We looked at which subjects young people felt that they had a greater knowledge of as a result. We looked at other aspects of personal development which were important for educational impact. So we found that it improved communication skills, because young people were discussing films immediately after the screenings, very naturally. And a lot of young people in the UK, you get a lot of reports back about from teachers saying that young people, particularly teenagers, are not confident speaking up in the classroom, whereas this happens very naturally after a film club screening. And then also writing reviews, which helps literacy. And we've seen some very interesting developments in language, vocabulary, and analysis that have happened in quite young children over the course of watching 20 films or so. I think what we need to do is to test some of the ideas, but also we're trying to test something quite new altogether, which is a video on demand platform, which we as consumers have access to these days, but it's the first time it's potentially going to be available in schools through a system that an American licensing organisation has, and we've got a partnership with them. So I think partly we're testing the technology, we're testing whether their film will have an engagement and an impact with young people in different parts of the European Union, but we're also looking at what are the special circumstances and challenges and impacts that it might have in each of those three countries. We found they engage children who have a different learning style, so who are perhaps more suited to visual learning and to not necessarily from books, etc. So that works very well. Film works very well for that. I think also gifted and talented, we found that young people who are very bright also get bored very easily and need a lot of stimulus and need something that's intellectually engaging, and I think that film does that on many levels. And we've also found that children from disadvantaged backgrounds who perhaps don't get access to culture in the same kind of way that their richer counterparts do. If you're affluent, you're perhaps going to galleries, the theatre, the cinema, getting books all the time, having an iPad, etc., and you are culturally engaged, and therefore you're engaged in learning, etc. Well, I think that our ideal would be a federation of film club networks in all countries in the European Union that are sharing information, cooperation, that have the support of the film industry, where we might see, say, a single European license for schools, and where the education departments fund the rollout to schools all over in each of their countries, and the film industry supports the content, both international content and European content.